let hype do this to me. Anyway, before we get started, the shirt of the day is Firefly. Firefly should remind me that strong, well-written female characters do still exist. So once again, I have succumbed to the will of hype here on BookTube and allowed myself to get suckered into reading another well-loved book from BookTube, that being Shadow and Bone. Again, everyone loves this thing, and I'm about to ruin everyone's day. If you're a big lover of Shadow and Bone and can't stand to see it ripped apart, then you probably don't want to watch this video.
Okay, so I forgot to do the read the back segment, so here we go. From Goodreads. Surrounded by enemies, the once great nation of Ravka has been torn in two by the Shadow Fold, a swath of near impenetrable darkness crawling with monsters who feast on human flesh. Now its fate may rest on the shoulders of one lonely refugee. Alina Starkov has never been good at anything, but when her regiment is attacked on the fold and her best friend is brutally injured, Alina reveals a dormant power that saves his life, a power that could be the key to setting her war-ravaged country free. Wrenched from everything she knows, Alina is whisked away to the royal court to be trained as a member of the Grisha, a magical elite led by the mysterious Darkling. Yet nothing in this lavish world is what it seems. With darkness looming and the entire kingdom depending on her untamed power, Alina will have to confront the secrets of the Grisha and the secrets of her heart.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you just my little tiny synopsis from Goodreads that just sums up my feelings on this book. This was the tale of special snowflake, randomly sassy when she remembers to be diamond-in-the-rough orphan, Alina. Why are they always named Alina? Seriously, has anyone else noticed this? Alina or Elena or whatever is becoming a really popular heroine name these days. Alina is a female given name of Greek origin which means light. Well, there you go. It also means noble, apparently, according to the internet. And that makes sense for this character because that's her power. Light. But yeah, my biggest problem with the main character is she is the stereotypical diamond-in-the-rough special snowflake orphan. At one point, she was all like, the orphan no one wanted was finally getting to do something I can't remember, and I like threw up a little bit in my mouth. I know everyone is saying what an amazing character Alina is, but I don't understand. She's just like all of the other heroines that are out there right now. She's only sassy when she remembers to be at really odd and really inappropriate times. Like, she's sassy when she shouldn't be, and then she forgets to be the rest of the time. The rest of the time, she's perfectly fine to let whatever happens to her, but then you get her into a really, really dangerous situation where being sassy, probably not a good thing. That is the one and only time she decides to be sassy. And I don't know about you, but I'm a very sassy person in real life, and I don't just sass occasionally. It is non-stop sass, pretty much all the time. Honestly, if anyone else was sassy when she is sassy, they'd be dead. But because she's the main character, she survives. So I'm just gonna go over my notes in the order that I thought of them here on my notebook. Honestly, this book as a whole was so painfully average and disappointed me in every way. I was really hoping that maybe the hype was right this time and this stood head and shoulders above a lot of the other fantasy that's out right now, but it doesn't. It's just so average. The middle of the book especially really dragged. The main character had to go through this fish out of water, girl gets to try on pretty dresses and learn to fight montage. That was not interesting to read, for me at least. Our main character does get a female friend, which is good, I guess, but that friend to me seemed completely disposable. Now, maybe she's gonna get more in future books, but she seemed like a throwaway friend just to give our main character someone to be friends with. Like, this character never really felt like she got any depth. She was just kind of there to be friends with our special snowflakes. Also to give our special snowflake character makeovers, because that's important. I was kind of interested in this sort of baby budding subplot that this friend character had with the king, but it was never really brought up again in this book. I don't know if it's going to come up later, but it felt like a completely dropped thread. Everybody does talk about the Darkling. The Darkling in the villain of this book is such a complex villain, is so different, is so the best. Like, even if you hate this book, you have to love the Darkling. And I thought he was fine. I don't know what villains people are reading that this one is their standout, because he was fine. He was manipulative, and I suppose maybe we're used to villains just being straight up evil and never being super manipulative. I mean, I knew what he was doing, and I was really happy that I was right about what he was doing, because I'm like, oh my gosh, please, please do not let him fall in love with Special Snowflake Alina, please. And then he wasn't, and then he was just playing her, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, book, you did one thing right. But other than that he has the power to manipulate and play people, he's not really any different than a lot of other villains. The other love interest in this book, because we have to have a love triangle somewhere in here, no matter how short-lived it is her best friend character, who she has had a crush on since childhood. They have a falling out, they get back together, blah blah blah, I don't care, he was really bland. The writing in this book, which is another thing that everyone praises, was fine. Again, never once did I stand back and go, that was a really amazing sentence, or that piece of writing really made me feel something that no other piece of writing could. The writing was just average, just like everything else in this book. I don't know why it is being praised so highly when it's just another fantasy book, guys. Overall, though, this book just felt like a needlessly long lead up to the rest of the series. And I was thinking about reading the rest of the series because I guess they maybe get better. But as more time has gone by between my reading of this book and now, the less I have any desire to read more in the series. And I really feel like I want to go read better fantasy than that. I want to go read exceptional books. I'm in the mood for exceptional books. Guys, if you can think of any exceptional books, especially fantasy, because that's what I'm in the mood for right now, comment below and let me know, and I will check them out if I haven't already. One thing I did notice, and I'm 100% certain this isn't intentional, but if any of you are fans of the Dragon Age games, specifically Dragon Age Inquisition, you may notice a strange correlation between the character of the Darkling and Fen'Haral from those games. Especially with this thing called the Fold in the books and this thing called the Fade in the games, and Fen'Haral's relationship to the Fade, as well as the Darkling's relationship to the Fold. I'm just saying it strikes me as similar. I'm not saying either was stealing from either, I just noticed when things are similar and thought that might be a fun thing for you to think about if you are a fan of both of these things. Now, because it is also super duper hyped, I have also been reading Six of Crows, and I will have a review of that being filmed when I have finished reading it. I am liking it better than this one, but for my real opinion, you'll just have to wait for the review to see what I really thought about it. So what do you think? Did you read Shadow and Bone? Did you love it? What really made it stand out for you as an exceptional fantasy? Or if you're like me and it didn't do anything for you, also feel free to comment below and let me know, so I know I'm not completely alone in this, because it sure seems like it. And remember, guys, I post new videos Mondays and Friday or Saturday whenever my slow-ass internet decides to get around to it. Like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you again next time with whatever I happen to be doing next time. Bye!